Hey, this is just a short introductory video for the final exam. So I've posted it here in week 15 and sent out an email to let you know. And it's due, like everything else in the course, by Sunday the 20th, by the end of the day. And everything is really due by that date. The final grades for the course are due just a few days later, and so I just need a couple days to grade things and get in your final grades. Most of you have been doing really well. A few people are behind either in a few things or a lot of assignments. You still do have time. You have 10 days right now to get things in. And definitely email me if you have any concerns or if you have anything going on that makes you believe that there's no way you're going to be able to meet that deadline, okay? So for the exam itself, really I designed it this semester just to get a lot of sort of your opinion on some of the questions that we've been studying. So hopefully that means this won't be too difficult, because a lot of this can just be your thoughts on these topics we've learned about as opposed to you having to go back through the material we've studied too much. So we have this short answer section with 6 questions, and you answer just 4 of the 6. And so that's worth, the whole exam's worth 100 points, so this is worth 80 out of the 100. And you can read through these on your own, but it's sort of your opinions on terrorism, intervention and sovereignty, indigenous peoples and sovereignty, the power of corporations, humanitarian interventions, and then the For Futures book, the specific idea of rentism. So yeah, just read through these. I suggest just pick the 4 that you feel most comfortable with or are most interested in and answer those. And your answers just have to be a few sentences, just like one paragraph. And then I've added an essay. I should put essay in quotes because really, again, it's just your thoughts on something. I just want a slightly more in-depth answer on this. I said 2 to 3 paragraphs. And so I've written, what does our current global pandemic reveal about the current state of international relations in the world? Think about what it says about neoliberalism and global economics, international public health, and there I put the vaccine nationalism that we read about, and you could look up things about how the World Health Organization responded right away to the COVID outbreak, or the role played by global corporations. And you're not limited to these topics, sort of anything having to do with the pandemic and how things are happening internationally would be good here. Like a really, I think really an obvious thing to write about that to me is included under these terms, but maybe isn't so obvious to you, is how different nations around the world are reacting to this, right? So the United States is particularly bad in terms of getting people what they need, in terms of having a national healthcare system, in terms of having sort of support to people who are losing their jobs in this time, whereas there are some nations that are also struggling, but are doing much better in those ways, in a sort of social safety net. And there's, I think, a very convincing argument to be made that social safety net is allowing people to make more safe decisions in those countries than some of us are forced to make here in the United States. Okay, then I just have this note. You don't have to do any outside research at all, but you can if you want to, basically. And by that, try to pick reputable websites. But all I mean for outside research is just to do some Googling and find some sort of well-regarded websites or articles or things like that. Yeah. And then, as it says, I'm most interested in getting your thoughts on these issues. This isn't a research essay, so don't feel like you have to do much outside research at all. Okay, hopefully this isn't too difficult for anyone. And please email me if you have any questions about the exam or any concerns about the course. Thanks, everyone. It's been really wonderful having you in this class.